What's happening, everyone? Today is a special Christmas episode of Caught in the Moment. And in honor of that, we have a very special guest here today. Jesse Gale. To his friends, Air Gale. To the commoners, Jesse Gale. To the judge, the defendant, please rise.
I'm glad I haven't had to hear that yet.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, you haven't lived.
I know. I've lived a very sheltered life.
When people call me Joshua,
Ooh.
that's
like middle naming you.
Yeah, that's like you don't really use your middle name unless you get like caught for an assassination attempt or a terrorist plot or something.
Unless you're like Saint Luigi.
Oh my goodness. You should have gone to Burger King.
Mangione.
I've always been a Taco Bell fan myself because it's healthier.
Yeah, yeah. It seems healthier.
Survey says.
Comes out healthier.
Oh.
Well, I don't use any like the fire or any sauces because I'm way too white for that.
You don't use the sauces. You don't go to jail. Oh, do you even live?
I mean, I'm just stuck in the lower class, man.
I'm at the bottom of the Titanic. I know I'm going down. I'm not getting out of those.
I'm part of the band. I'm playing the violin.
So speaking of bands, youngest of elders, lead singer, the brains behind the operation, you might say.
I'm the only one behind the operation. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'll write everything and then demo it out at home, and then I get my friends that are better at playing drums and bass to come and write much better shit. And yeah, because we have a record. It's actually being mixed right now, a brand new one.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
because I've been listening to you on Spotify.
So those are the listens I've been getting.
I know.
So you put me up from $2.58 to $2.60.
Hey, I noticed that a couple of my shows have been getting downloads on Spotify too. Maybe one day I'll get monetized.
I watched on YouTube.
Oh,
because I wanted video.
Yeah. You know what? Spotify charges extra for video.
Yeah, fuck that.
They take enough. Once you get video on Spotify, then you've made it. Yeah. Unfortunately.
But we all can't be Dax Shepard, so.
Well, that's a throwback. I watched Employee of the Month the other day.
Oh, God.
You ever see that?
Yeah, like when it first came out.
Like in 2007?
Yeah.
During the financial crisis.
Was that Dane Cook, too?
Yeah, Dane Cook.
Back when he was relevant?
Dax Shepard, and it had Jessica Simpson.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when she was relevant? I think before this is long before the Ozempic days.
Oh, yeah.
When
was this still like was this still Where's the Chicken?
Oh, Chicken of the Sea? It was prime time during that. Yeah. Yeah. But it was like, I worked at Costco myself when I was in Chico, and so it kind of like it rang true for me.
That's how it was with watching that movie Waiting. Like Ryan Reynolds. Like if you worked in food service, you're just like, yes.
And those the dishwashers in the back, they all look like that.
I mean, round table back home in high school, it was like, me, because you just had to start on dishes and bussing and stuff. And then who else was there? Casey sometimes worked there. He would pay me to take over his shifts.
Well, there was you, Mike, Casey,
Dustin.
Was Brendan there?
Brendan just hung out.
Okay.
He was just always there like, let me get a pizza.
And Nader, right?
Oh yeah, Nader.
And was Brent working there too?
After high school. So, because remember it caught fire.
That's right.
And then I didn't go far. I got a job at Lisa's Hot Dogs right next door. And then it was like years later when it reopened. That's when... Yeah, I think Casey was working there again as a driver. Brent was there as a driver. And I was doing the pizza making and I did the dough rolling too.
Ooh, hey.
Got so high in that dough room.
Dude, I bet. I didn't work there, but I heard stories and like that was the place to be. It was just the place to be.
You got your dick tapped so many times. Like there was one guy, I think it was like Dustin's like first weekend, it was a Friday night, and when it was like super busy, because Fridays and Saturdays there were packed. And I think it was this one guy, Brian, that worked there. Because he'd always be like, "What's the capital of Thailand?"
Oh, no.
And you knew it's too late.
Yeah.
And Dustin is like, I think he was either running a pizza out to a table or he had just finished bussing a table. And he's like, "What's the capital of Thailand?" Just whacked him right in the dick. And he just dropped everything that was in his hands.
The pizza and everything?
It was either the pizza or the tub full of dishes.
Oh,
And Dustin just went fetal. He's like, "Ah!"
You're supposed to whip it so it doesn't hit the balls it doesn't get any force to the balls.
He didn't care. He got tip, shaft, root, everything.
Fucking maniac.
Like it I think his Audi became an innie. It became a vestigial tail.
Good God.
Yeah. Whoa.
Vestigial tail, but that vestigial implies you don't use it anymore. I would imagine you still used it.
I don't know, Dustin, do you still use your dick?
Tell us in the comments.
Remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell.
You know what? It's so hard to say that. It's so hard for me to say that. You know, like and subscribe. It is so painful.
I don't like notifications whatsoever. Like anytime I'm at it, I'm just, pretty much against my will added to a group chat.
Yeah.
Like I get like just 2 messages back to back. I'm like, no, fuck this. Hide alerts. You're done.
Yeah.
Because when I wake up in the morning, it's like I'm already pissed I have to go to work. And I'm like, all these fucking notifications okay, no, I'm not watching that reel. Yes, yes, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's that, and then it's like I get all these news things, and I have to scroll to get rid of all these, it's like.
That's why, like, after a certain amount of time, like on the iPhone, where it'll just be like, there's an X, just be like, yes, clear all of those.
Oh, the iPhone, huh? See, I'm one of the last holdouts.
Hey, we're finally adding USB-C. We're catching up.
That's the thing, is like, they really tried to get the market on the chargers.
Pain in the ass.
They tried to get the old bait and switch.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I switched to because it's got like the magnetic charge on the back.
Oh yeah.
So that way it's like I don't have to worry about a fucking cable anymore, because you get like dirt in the charge port and stuff.
Yeah, and lint.
And it's like, well, I guess I need to get a new phone.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
Well, and then, I've heard that Tesla's doing that with their cars. They're just doing a charging pad now.
They're bringing back the 30-pin connector like an iPod. Elon, you've done it again.
You might say, yeah. But we're supposed to break it here. Act surprised.
This is part of the bill that just got passed before the shutdown. Elon snuck it in.
30-pin.
I love how they are starting a department of government efficiency that has 2 fucking people in it.
Very efficient.
Very efficient. Very efficient. Because if one guy fucks up,
then you have backup.
You got a backup.
Yeah.
I don't know this other son of a bitch that's on there. Fuck Elon. Fuck you.
But he's going to take us to Mars.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to go, though.
Fuck no. Because, you have to ride like Virgin Galactic to get there.
Yeah, we haven't heard much from Richard Branson, huh? Has anybody checked in on him?
I'm sure he's still rich as fuck.
Hunkered down in some tropical island,
He's investing in he's like, well, I bought Ocean Gate and now we're making Space Gate.
No! I've seen this movie before.
I want that live feed.
The sub?
Oh, no, if they have like a Space Gate, I want to see that decompression.
Oh God. That's one thing that's really nobody has seen a person like suffering decompression in real time.
No.
We've seen a lot on the internet with all like the Ukraine war and all the people blowing up with the drones and
or back in our day, Faces of Death.
Was that like on rotten.com?
I think I saw it on like E-Bombs World. Like if you get into like the depths of E-Bombs World. Or like Consumption Junction, that old website.
What was the heads? What was it?
Faces of Death. It was just like a mixtape on a VHS of like, you know, scimitars like cutting off heads and like people blowing their brains out.
Oh,
A buddy of mine, it was a grindcore band back home, and they're called Brutal Death. And whenever they played a show, they would have an old tube TV with that playing while they're going.
What?
You're just like,
get ready to get disturbed.
yeah. And I thought I'd gone to pretty brutal metal shows before then, but that's still the step it up.
Good God. Well, I mean, we can those kind of things you can watch, and sometimes if you watch enough of them, you can keep watching them indefinitely.
Yeah, and then you start getting like, then something awakens in you, and the darkness.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's kind of weird. I don't know about you, but like I grew up, I think my first R-rated movie I saw was Total Recall in theaters.
Oh, that's a decompression kind of, right? Where the guy he's
It's the face I make when I come.
to have Arnold's face do that, that's like, you know what? That's a good idea. With AI technology, you could really put anyone's face in there right now and see anybody like decompress.
Okay, internet, I need you to AI generate just any porn and just put Arnold's face when his eyes are popping out right during the money shot.
Or like in Basic Instinct, when Sharon Stone's crossing her legs, put Arnold's face there.
With his eyes bulging out.
That does it for me.
Hope that doesn't awaken anything in me.
You need to put that on when you do a show on a tube TV.
Oh, yeah.
If there are any left. Then, and you know, you play Duck Hunt on it.
Absolutely.
You know, that's the only one. I went to this video game expo the other day with the kids, with the little shits. And
with these little write-offs. So I took the write-offs.
They're real fun to make. But they had like a video game room, right? Where they had different systems set up, like old school ones, new ones, PCs. And so they had a Duck Hunt one, and the tube TV like was about that big, right? But the screen on it is like,
oh God,
like that. So you're up there with the gun like this, right? And there's no skill involved because everyone's a hit. Because the blast radius of that thing is like that anyway.
Unless it's a broken Nintendo gun.
Yeah.
Where like the sight is way off.
Oh, I have not experienced that.
I did, and that's how I knew it was time to get rid of the the Nintendo.
Oh, it's a problem with the system itself?
You point straight on, and it was off by like 2 inches on the screen. Oh, so I was just shooting the dog.
Oh no, you don't shoot the dog.
I know. First rule, you don't kill the dog off.
As soon as my kids sat there, they were like, "Okay, I won't shoot the dog." I didn't even tell them. They just knew not to shoot the dog. You know, it's in human nature. Don't shoot the dog.
Well, I mean, it's also movie rules too. You never show the dog dying.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the Superman trailer. Did you watch it?
Yeah. I mean, it was there. I watched like, well, I didn't watch the trailer, but I watched, you know how people like make memes of it?
Oh, yeah.
I watched the memes of it, which you kind of get the gist, right?
I watched the TikTok of the memes.
Yeah.
But they have Crypto the dog.
I've heard, yeah.
He comes up and he's just like pulling him and then flies off. But right, I was like, oh, it's James Gunn. He's going to kill that fucking dog, isn't he?
You think so?
I think he's going to kill the dog. I'm calling it now when it comes out in July. So 7 months before it comes out, he's going to kill that fucking dog.
Well, you almost kind of have to kill the dog so that there's
there's
sequel.
Stakes. There's stakes.
There's stakes. There's sequel. It could be a revenge one. Mm-hmm. And then he has a redemption arc for a trilogy.
So then we get Super John Wick Man.
You know, I haven't seen any of those. I know. One day I will binge watch them.
So Casey and I saw the fourth one in theaters. And because I didn't see him until the third one came out, and I saw that one first. And I was like, what the fuck is happening?
When it's already been ramped up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it's each movie, it's like, I think the time that passes between the first and second is like a few days or a week. But from 2 to 3 to 4, it's all like right where it left off. It just kicks in.
Oh.
And we're watching the fourth one, and it's like a 2.5 hour movie. And I look at my watch, I was like, We're 45 minutes in. And it feels like, but it felt like all this time had passed, but nothing had passed at the same time. Because it's just like, this has been a 45-minute gunfight.
Oh.
And I am here for this.
Naturally.
I still don't know, is Keanu Reeves a good actor in bad movies or a bad actor in good movies? Because literally, so I think I saw somewhere, someone broke it down where, because the John Wick movies, he says maybe a total of 100 words. So they broke it down where it's like, oh, he made like, $15 million. He got paid like 1.5 million per, or whatever. Fucking math is stupid. I haven't done it in 20 years. But they broke it down. It's like, so he got paid X amount of dollars per word.
Oh shit. Like $1 million per word?
Pretty much.
Is that how we're breaking it down?
Like he doesn't say anything.
Well, that's kind of what he does, right? Because even in The Matrix, he barely had any speaking words, right? It was everybody around him.
The new one, yeah.
And it was basically Morpheus talking the whole time.
Yeah, new Morpheus.
I haven't seen the new one either.
It is a lot of fan service.
Oh.
And I guess they're making another one, which I wouldn't be surprised. Warner Brothers needs the money.
Is it like straight up fan fiction where Neo breaks off and marries Morpheus and
it's very progressive in The Matrix.
They all wear gimp masks?
No, because it's let's see. It starts where I think he's working for a video game company and he created this video game called The Matrix. So the 3 movies is a video game series.
Oh, weird.
And he keeps thinking like, oh, like this was my life. They're like, no, it's a video game. You created it. You're just you're a crazy old man. Because when he looks in the mirror, it's not Keanu Reeves.
Oh, really?
And so then there are these new people that are outside of the Matrix that rescue him and wake him up again.
They blue-pilled him after he was red-pilled?
Yeah.
Ah, he's all pilled up.
And he has a psychiatrist, which is Neil Patrick Harris, good old NPH. Oh. And he keeps giving him red pills that he has to take every day.
Oh.
I mean, at first it's good, and then there's some things you're like, oh, what the fuck?
Well, that's kind of, I mean, when you put it like, is he a bad actor in good movies? What about Bill and Ted, though? Because he
I mean, at the time, I think he nailed it.
Right.
Because he was just kind of, I mean, all he cared about was playing guitar and hanging out.
And Socrates.
Yeah.
But,
whoa.
But it's almost like he has to be, it's almost like he isn't casted. The movie is made for him.
I wonder if that's why we have a Sonic 3.
Oh, that's right. He's the Shadow Hedgehog.
Shadow.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'll go see that one in the theaters with the kids. Because I haven't
I'll
seen
wait till it's on Paramount Plus and I'll watch it alone. So I'm not I'm not an almost 40-year-old man in the back row just be like, yeah, bring it, Sonic.
Well, that's one of the good things about having kids.
Show me those knuckles.
you can go to these and that's par for the course. And I could go to Chuck E. Cheese again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw, but I went to the Chuck E. Cheese in Northridge.
Oh.
You know what's special about that one?
The drugs are better?
Well, there's that. And they had that last animatronic band.
Really?
Yeah, Munch's Make Believe Band is there.
Holy shit.
Last one. And, my daughter went and took a picture of him. And the fucking mouse looking right at her with those eyes, know? Yeah, it's like, it's weird, right? Because we all were there for our childhood and we thought they was creepy back then. And then people have capitalized on it and the Freddy's Five Nights at Freddy's game and the movie and everything like that.
The movie was good.
I thought the movie was good.
Like Matthew Lillard, spoilers for a movie that came out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When he comes out as in the Springtrap costume, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And they're making the second one.
Right. He's a very good villain.
I was listening to there's a podcast called Blank Check where it's like they do mini series for directors. So it's like, they made this one movie and it's like, okay, then they're given a blank check to do like passion projects and stuff like that. And the one that they're talking about right now is David Lynch. So they started like at the beginning of his career with Eraserhead and then Elephant Man, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And they're talking about the Twin Peaks, the Showtime series, The Return.
Wait, Elephant Man?
Yeah,
all of a long time ago?
Yeah.
With Anthony Hopkins?
He did Elephant Man.
Like John Merrick? The people here are kind.
Yeah.
Good Elephant Man impression, huh? I won't go to hell for that.
No. We've been quoting that since high school. I'm not an animal. Didn't you? Was that your MySpace profile? Was you just said John Merrick? It's all black and white photos of John Hurt with the Elephant Man now.
Well, what I didn't realize is
it was insensitive.
No, his name's actually Joe.
Yeah,
I've been getting it wrong this whole time.
They just called him John.
Just as a little salt on the wound.
I know.
A little salt on the Proteus Syndrome.
But they're talking about because Matthew Lillard's in the newest Twin Peaks season.
Oh, okay.
And they go into a huge discussion about like, okay, so like he was popular in the late 90s with Scream, and they did like Without a Paddle, we're back to Dax Shepard.
SLC Punk. And then, Scooby-Doo 1 and 2. Oh, yeah. He was a good Shaggy.
He was a great Shaggy.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like he just disappeared. And then showed up again in 2017 for Twin Peaks. They're like, he was fucking great. Mm-hmm. And they disappeared again. And now he's in Five Nights at Freddy's.
Well, I think he might be at the point where he's like, I just have to make enough to where I can make my payments and stuff. I'm not trying to be like winning awards. I'm over that.
Well, I heard that there was because the first Scooby-Doo movie, that was a huge success.
Yeah.
And they were just like, so I think they brought back all the original cast, and they're like, okay, so yeah, we want to make another one, but we're going to pay all of you less. And they're like, what? And so I think that's like, because that was like really the last we'd heard about like Freddie Prinze Jr. I mean, Sarah Michelle Gellar doesn't really do anything.
They're married, right?
Yeah, I think they're still married.
Yeah. Well, Freddie Prinze Jr. did Star Wars. He was in the Rebels show. He was Kanan Jarrus.
That's right. Well, I mean, it's animated.
Yeah, but he still he's refusing to go because all the characters are coming back, right? Like in like the real life version, and he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. Not even a flashback. Not even a flashback. Come on.
I mean, Star Wars. Oh my God. They canceled The Acolyte. I still haven't finished it. I watched the first episode. I was like, here we go.
Yeah, but it was.
And I heard that they set up all this stuff and then they're just like, no, we're canceling it. Sorry.
Well, I don't like the power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Like auto-tune, like the auto-tune mini.
Many.
Yeah. Like, man, but the new one with the kids, the Skeleton Crew one, have you seen that?
No, I really want to, though.
That's actually pretty good. I've only like 3 episodes in. I think that's all that there is out right now. Maybe there's 4 right now, but I like that one. And they have a little like Max Rebo baby elephant kid.
Oh, hell yeah.
The real elephant man.
Is his name Joe?
No, actually, I think it's like
Joe Johnson.
No, he has a weird name, like Smith, or like it's like, or Aaron, or some like person name.
That's weird.
Like, yeah, it's like, come on, you can't call
this is elephant or crew member Kyle.
Well, have you seen
he drinks Monster and punches drywall.
So, look, kind of along those same lines, you've seen District 9, right?
Yeah.
They named that fucking guy Christopher Johnson.
Yeah.
He's a giant walking cockroach, and he's like, oh, that's Christopher Johnson. Yeah. You just fucking gave him a last name?
Like, he has a surname.
And it's Johnson.
Johnson.
You know they're making a second one of those.
I heard that a long time ago.
Apparently, it's like pretty far along now.
Well, because the director, because he was going to do an Alien movie.
Yeah.
It was going to take place between Alien 2 and 3. So it kind of like cancels out the third one. Because he's like, oh yeah, the kid and Michael Biehn don't die.
Newt,
yes.
Also a cool name for a child, I guess.
Yeah, I Every time we watch the movie, we're like, what's your name, sweetie? Newt.
Salamander.
And it's just like, it's just really bad ADR too. Bad ADR is like my guilty pleasure. It's like I was watching Face Off.
Wait, bad ADR, what do you mean?
So it's audio dialogue replacement. So if it's like when they're filming something and it doesn't pick up, they go back into the studio in post and then they record it.
Like the Star Wars original trilogy, or the prequel trilogy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was watching Face Off and there's like where they're arresting Nicolas Cage's brother. And it's just like, you can see him, he just barely opens his mouth, he's like, but it's like, you hear it, it's like, Cass! Cass!
That could be Nicolas Cage. He's just that weird.
Nicolas Cage is another one. Community did a whole episode on it. Is he a bad actor in good movies or a good actor in bad movies?
Oh, he's a good actor in bad
I think he's just an actor.
Really?
I think he's the more unhinged he is, the better.
He's kind of like everybody's crazy uncle that doesn't always come to Thanksgiving, and when he does, he always brings a strange woman.
Just always making headlines, just losing his shit doing Purple Rain karaoke in Vegas.
Was he doing that?
He was doing that for a while because he had just gotten divorced, and it's like anytime it popped up with Nicolas Cage, it's like, yep, here's him singing Purple Rain again, just screaming and weeping.
Bless his heart.
Did you see his Five Nights at Freddy's knockoff movie?
What? No.
Willy's Wonderland?
What?
Yeah, it's he doesn't say a single word in the whole movie. And it's like he's driving his GTO or something and gets a flat and he's in the middle, fucking bumfuck nowhere. And gets a tow and yep, it's gonna be about a week, it's gonna cost this much. And it's like, oh, you don't have the money? Well, here. Why don't you go clean up this abandoned indoor amusement park? And of course, it's haunted by, the ghosts of serial killers. So it's very, because I was reading the trivia on it, it's very oh, they couldn't get the Five Nights at Freddy's movie made, so someone's like, oh, hey, here, we've got the answer.
But do they use animatronics?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, they do.
It's the same thing, and there's a bunch of kids that break in, they're trying to burn the place down, they're getting murdered. But it's he'll do a task, he's mopping. The only words he says, it's not even words, he just be like, and then he takes a broom and beats the shit out of this serial killer possessed animatronic, and then goes and cracks open a tall boy and chugs it. And goes back to mopping.
Get himself a tall PBR.
Oh, it's one of those. Where it's an energy drink. It's a Sparks.
Oh, it's an instant headache.
Yeah.
Or a Four Loko.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's what you do to balance you out after you've just taken a bag of blow to the dome.
Yeah, just constant rails, and it's I need sugar now.
You're I need to keep this high going.
Sugar and water.
I need
more.
Yes, for water. Sugar water. And it was like an agro soap.
Yeah.
My favorite is when he just goes, get your big butt back in the house. The only thing that's pulling its weight is my goddamn truck.
We all can relate to Edgar a little bit.
It was like an Edgar soap.
That would be such a great costume, an Edgar,
Where you just have a bunch of loose skin that you can pull back at parties.
Yeah. I did that to my dog because he's got loose skin and he's yeah. Oh, God. They kind of let that one go too, huh? Tommy Lee Jones, I thought was the.
The second one was not bad, except for Johnny Knoxville.
I don't remember him in there.
Did I see the third one had Josh Brolin as a young Tommy Lee Jones?
Oh yeah.
That one was okay. It was one of those sequels that's okay, it's too little, way too late.
Yeah.
And then the last one that came out with the
Thor guy.
With one of the Hemsworths.
Yeah.
That I was like, what the fuck is this?
Apparently he has Alzheimer's or something.
Yeah, he did that Disney Plus show where and they did like gene sequencing in one episode or something and said that he's like extremely. I mean, it's very likely that he's going to get Alzheimer's, and they took a break from acting.
Yeah, well, it's kind of...
It didn't seem like a long break because right after that I was like, oh, well, shit, well, what's going to happen with Marvel movies? And it's like, oh, he's in the Mad Max prequel now. It's like, what the fuck? That was a short break, just like, I'm going to get Alzheimer's.
Well,
Back to work.
It's all going to be on film. I mean, you can go back and watch it. You know, it's for that kind of thing. I mean, I just don't know, like... I mean, maybe you get hit by a car. You know? Alzheimer's is a pretty down-the-road thing.
Yeah. I have an aunt that actually passed away a few years ago from Alzheimer's. And... yeah, it's rough.
Would you have to constantly remind, did she forget who you were?
She would look at me and it would be my uncle like, that's your nephew. She'd be like, oh, okay. And then the next year, like Thanksgiving, just not knowing who I was. Yeah, it's rough. After that I was like, yeah, I can't see her. I'm sorry. This sucks.
Yeah, I had a grandma that kind of had like dementia towards the end. She was 100, so she had a great run, right?
Yeah.
She went through 2 pandemics, 2 world wars, good. But like she would always ask me, when are you going to get a job? And it's like, I work for the 49ers. I've been there for a long time, and before that I was in real estate. She's like, is that
like her version of you telling her that that like my band's gonna make it?
Yeah.
Like, the quest for 6 is taking a while. Why don't you get a real job?
I'm not playing. But, I mean, I'm making sure they have network connections, and that's just as good.
Yeah.
That's just as good as the field goals. Sure.
I feel I haven't watched. I think I watched like maybe 3 or 4 Niners games this season.
Are you a Niner fan?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Well, hot dog. I got a little something for you after this then.
Oh.
Yes, a little Christmas present.
Oh.
Christmas special.
Christmas. Yeah, because I see like the fantasy draft boards and stuff. I have a work league that I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna make it to the fucking playoffs.
Yeah.
And then I got knocked because I was like, oh, even if I lose this last week, I'm still gonna be in the playoffs. But it turns out one of my coworkers, season overall, he gotten 8 more points than me.
Oh, 8? That's sliver.
Yeah. He was like, so he's constantly texting me, he's like, how's the losers bracket? I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Oh man, 8 points. God, that's like one player that you benched that you shouldn't have.
So it was week 1, and I forgot to put in, because I had Baker Mayfield, and Chris Godwin was on my bench.
Oh no!
But I was at a bar at 10 in the morning.
Naturally.
I was coming back from, because I met a bunch of friends that live in Denver. We flew to Seattle to see the band King Gizzard, the Lizard Wizard, the Australian, like... They put out, like, a different sounding record, like, multiple times a year.
Oh, really?
And they played the Gorge Amphitheater.
Oh, shit.
And even though I'm not, like, the biggest fan of them, I was like, well, I would still want to see them. Because they played for 3 hours. And it was the morning after, and we're getting ready because we were going to drive from outside the Gorge to stay in Portland, and I was going to fly out the next day. And we're just sitting there just like, Bloody Marys, a little bit of brunch.
Naturally. So,
then we're watching the games. I'm like, I'm just like checking the scores. I'm like, oh, I forgot to put in Godwin.
No, you just hit optimize. That's all you got to do.
Now that I'm in the losers bracket, I just don't even check the app.
You know what you should do? Because some people like to watch the world burn. Release all your players. It's like giving them. It's like in The Dark Knight where he's like, "Here's 2 sharpened sticks, fight it out."
Yeah, I should have. When I was in the losers bracket, I should have just left in like Baker Mayfield, my flex, and my kicker. As just like I fucking give up.
Yeah.
And then just drop everyone on my bench.
And just give what, like, hedge your bets. Give one person a heads up. Be like, hey, I'm dropping all these guys. Pick them up quick.
Yeah.
And
they're all just C-list athletes.
Yeah.
For fantasy. Actually, I'll bring it up.
Well, because we do a live draft.
Oh.
Every year now. We did it online. I'm the commissioner.
Oh.
So we do.
Mr. Commish.
I know.
Mr. Goodell.
You didn't have to salute when you came in. It's okay. But doing it live is so much. It's so much more fun. You know, we like get this house in Tahoe or wherever, and we're all there and we're shouting at each other. This time actually we did a show. The league is called Ashley's Flying Monkeys because our boss, the VP at Levi's when we were there, her name was Ashley, and so
now that makes sense.
She always referred to herself as the Wicked Witch, and so what does that make us? The monkeys. Yeah. So it went well.
I actually saw Wicked.
Oh, you did?
I had never read the book. I never saw the musical, but seeing the movie, I understand the hype.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's up with Ariana Grande's face in that? She's all
she's a forever child.
They just brought her in from Neverland.
Yeah. She was good. I don't know what's up with her face though.
It's like she's like lost half her weight, right? Or something like that. Looked like.
She was very thin.
It's like almost like her clavicle, you could pierce it.
Kids these days, I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, you know, I've seen.
Do you remember when we were kids, the craziest thing people got pierced was like their dick head?
I am positive that's still the craziest thing.
I mean, it's not great.
The Prince Albert, where it looks like a narwhal.
Yeah. Just jousting.
Yeah. Like, you have your own little medieval times.
Oh yeah, so yeah, there's my read the team name.
Okay, so you got Hawk 2 or retire that thing. You got Baker Mayfield, Alvin Kamara. Who's that? Kerwin Williams? A couple other guys. Oh, Jamar Chase. Okay, that's a good one.
He was just fucking everybody over.
He balled out this year for sure.
Oh yeah. There was like maybe 140 burger.
Sterling Shepard.
Yeah. This is auto draft, by the way.
Oh, you auto drafted?
Well, they had the draft, so we had a company party, or it was the company summer picnic, and we went to like one of the last home games for the A's.
Oh yeah, I was at the last game,
and it was like because that was from like 11 to 4 p.m. or something, and then they had the draft at 7. I had gone home, and I was just like. I woke up and I was like, oh, I've been following preseason. I guess I got a good lineup. I don't know.
Jeez.
But hey, I got to 5th place with auto draft.
How many people in your league?
Just 10.
Yeah, 10's a good number. We had 12 for a while, and it was just like, at a certain point, it's like, there's nothing left to pick after you guys go down.
Yeah, especially like when Godwin was out, I was just like, I don't know who to pick up. So I grabbed his 2 alternates.
Yeah.
I was like, and I didn't even start them.
Well, I mean, like, this year was a crazy one because every first picked Christian McCaffrey. And that turned out very bad.
My general manager picked him, and he's just like, he was just in his IR for the longest time. I was like, hey, I'll trade you my IR for your IR. He's like, fuck you.
They came back for one game, and they got hurt again.
Oh, Chris.
And now we don't even have a running back.
Really?
Because he got hurt. Jordan Mason got hurt. Elijah Mitchell has been hurt. Isaac Garendo is hurt now.
Jesus.
So I mean, tryouts. You down?
I think I can still run.
What was that movie? Invincible, right? With Mark Wahlberg, where they had the open tryouts for the Eagles during that one time in like the 80s or 70s or.
Didn't he also do another movie called Invincible where he like has superpowers?
That is.
Jamie, can we bring that up?
No, that's what is that? That's Limitless, right?
No, that was Bradley Cooper. That was the brain drug.
Yeah.
NZT, like 40 or whatever the fuck it was called. And the short-lived TV show.
Yeah. I always thought that was Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
I watched Good Will Hunting for the first time the other day.
Really?
Yeah, I've been on. I'm always trying to watch Robin Williams movies when they come up, and it's like, oh damn, I haven't seen that one. Like Good Morning Vietnam. That's a good one.
I don't think I've watched it since I was a kid.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got.
I think even as a kid, I was like, this is actually kind of depressing.
Because it's really like not a shitty movie that he's in.
No.
I mean, even that Robots movie, I think that was the last one that he did, where he's just the voice of that robot. Those robot things.
What, Bicentennial Man?
No, that was a good one too. But I think this one's literally called Robots. It's
the animated one.
Yeah.
It was like a DreamWorks movie or some shit.
DreamWorks.
No, I still think the best Robin Williams movie, like when he's doing his serious actor run. Well, I mean, Good Will Hunting, he's incredible in that.
Yeah.
Insomnia.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Where he's a serial killer in Alaska, and it's Al Pacino investigating him.
Al Pacino and Robin Williams?
And it's a Christopher Nolan movie.
What?
Yeah.
When did it come out?
Like early 2000s. And it was, because it's during like the 30 Days of Day.
Oh.
So Al Pacino's like an LA detective where it's like, the chief in Alaska is like, he transferred from LA to Alaska, which sounds like a career death sentence to me. And he's like, I need you to check out this murder, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, it's really good.
I mean, I would rather not be in LA. Hell, traffic. You think Bay Area traffic is bad? LA? It's something else.
I'm glad I've never experienced Carmageddon down there, where it's like, once a year, where it's just like, you can't go anywhere.
Oh. Well, we went down there for Thanksgiving and, used my GPS to get down there, because you can't just be like, go south. I know. But
you can to like Bakersfield.
Right.
Or like the Grapevine, and then you're just like, what do I do?
Yeah, so it reroutes me.
Santa Clarita.
It reroutes me and makes me get off the freeway because it's found a quicker route. Well, it's through Inglewood and
oh god,
that area, and so I'm like, oh god, and we're still like in this rented van, so it looks like it's a brand new car, and oh kids, just play on your tablets, don't look out the windows.
I mean, the last time I was in Inglewood, it wasn't as bad as it used to be. Because I remember, 15 years ago or so, we skated, I think it was, Inglewood Skate Park and also Compton Skate Park, and I was like, what are you trying to do to me, dude? And it's like, those were the safe havens, were in the skate park. You had no fear. Nobody's going to mess with you. Everyone's there to do the same thing. They're there to skateboard, crush tall boys, and smoke weed. But once you step out, you're walking into your car. Yeah, it's like Oakland rules where you got everything in your socks. You act like you know where you're going. Mm-hmm. But I was just driving through there. I'm like, what the gentrification happened over here?
Well, we saw, and here you can always tell the area by how many injury billboards there are.
Oh, the ambulance chasers?
Yeah. And so one of them was they were on two opposite sides of the freeway. And they both had the phone numbers on them. But one of them had the numbers crossed out. So I'm like, oh, I know. Oh, wow, what a dastardly plan. Just pay, you're the other billboard, pay some dude $100, go up there and just fucking tag the shit out of that number.
Now that's a fucking publicist.
Yeah.
That's a good marketing team.
That's Better Call Saul shit.
Or having it over Bill opposite board, but have an arrow pointing and be like, I'm not with stupid.
Yeah. They're all in Spanish, the Feliz La Vidad. La L-A-W, It's catchy.
That reminds me, we were in, because a buddy of mine, he had, I guess it's a destination wedding, where him and his wife were getting married in, on the beach of the Gulf of Mexico in northwestern Florida, around, Memorial Day weekend. But it was a 2-day bachelor party in New Orleans.
Oh, shit.
And so the Uber ride from Louis Armstrong Airport to our Airbnb, which was, it was like this maison, like on the river in the Garden District. It was awesome. But the whole way there, we're seeing like the same ambulance chaser lawyer billboards. And it was like Womack and Associates. And it's just like the pun game was so strong. And it's like, injured, put the Womack on him. And then we get to our Airbnb. And my buddy shot, like, everybody, like, because each room is, like, a different theme. It's like going to, like, the Madonna Inn or something, where you're like, we're in the jungle room. There was, my friends, Mike and Martha, they were in the mirror room, which we called it. Literally the floor, the walls, the ceiling, it's all mirrors.
Oh, that'd be a pretty good room to fuck in, because you get all the angles.
Well, no, and then they're probably dead. But the bathroom, it's just, like, plexiglass walls. So you're just watching each other dump out from every angle. Like you're getting, you know, when it's like you film, you like you have a video camera and you zoom in to like a mirror in the bathroom, you get like that infinite view.
Yeah.
Imagine that with your partner just like dumping out.
Just drop trout all at once.
And then my buddy Sean and I was just like, because he had just had a kid, so his wife stayed behind. And me and him were just like, oh yeah, you guys, this is your room up here. We'd walk around up like a old spiral staircase.
Oh, nice.
And we're looking, and he's like 6'2". I'm like 5'9". And we're both like, you know, taco neck syndrome, trying to walk through because the roof just goes like this. And I'm looking at the bed, and I'm just like, we're looking at our quarters. I was like, we're in the slaves' quarters. Like, for sure, we're in the slaves' quarters.
This is a haunted room.
We had a Harry Potter-esque bathroom where it was just kind of like a tiny door that you had to open. Like, you're just like...
Like an airplane bathroom?
Like you're hunched over, like you're like hiding something when you had to take a piss. And it's just, I was like, oh my... And of course, it was like Memorial Day weekend, so it's 95 degrees outside with 90% humidity. And the swamp cooler in my slave quarters doesn't work.
Indentured servant quarters.
Indentured servant.
Sharecropper quarters.
And so I'm the only son of a bitch in the whole place. I'm sleeping like damn near naked above the covers because my swamp cooler didn't work. And everybody wanted to walk everywhere. So I was like, go fuck yourself. It was beautiful, beautiful.
And there's no pajamas here. There's no pajamas.
No, I was just in my chones.
Oh, really?
Just underwear, and they were just stuck. Like,
see, even
having to use the slaves' bathrooms was like taking Velcro off.
Oh, there's I really don't know the situation that I'd have to be in where I wouldn't sleep naked. You know, like...
If it's above 90 degrees, I'll sleep naked.
But I mean, even if there's people around and stuff, like I don't give a
shit. I'm proud of the body that, you know, burritos made for me.
With no sauce.
No sauce.
You sick bastard. We get the dry burritos here.
Like the hottest sauce. Like, I like sriracha. It just adds extra flavor to stuff.
Didn't people, so speaking of taco neck syndrome, didn't people sue for that? Didn't people sue Taco Bell because they actually had some kind of thing like that?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the 90s were ripe with suing.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the running joke. Like, I'll sue you. That was what it meant to be an American.
Right.
I don't want to work. I feel wronged by you for the slightest thing, so I'm going to take everything you have.
Naturally.
Then you put the Womack on them.
I'm going to wreck you. God. I mean, that was kind of the thing, but going back to Christmas. So, being that this is the Christmas episode and everything, what gets you into Christmas spirit? For me, it's good old-fashioned gold spray paint and cough syrup.
The old NyQuil and...
Gotta be gold.
NyQuil and Elmer's. No, because I worked for like 7 years. I worked for a food distributor where it was like fancy chocolates. You see it like, the $8 chocolate bars at like Whole Foods and shit like that. I delivered all that stuff. And our busy season was, Halloween through Easter. Because there's all this like themed chocolate, all this stuff. And my first year, it was like I started right before Halloween, like right when the rush started. And I was like, I used to like Halloween, and now I don't. It was the same thing with Christmas, because it's like I fucking hate this. It's been 5 years since I've worked there, because they didn't know they owed their vendors a lot of money, and they had to shut everything down.
Oh, one of those, huh?
It was kind of perfect timing because it was like November of 2019 that I was the last person there breaking down the warehouse and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? The only time I've gotten off in the last 7 years is a week in the summer, and I use that for touring. So I was off, but I was still working because I had to go drive up and down the West Coast playing shows or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to take some time off and just fucking hang out on unemployment.
Hey!
And then, a couple months goes by, and then I was like, I'm going to look for a job.
Yeah.
That was March of 2020.
Oh!
And then I was like, okay, I guess I'm not going to look for a job. And I remember getting the unemployment because it was like, it came on like a little like Bank of America debit card.
Yeah.
And you get the notifications like, you have a deposit. Checking the boxes. Yes, I looked for work.
Yeah. Don't see any.
I looked. Wasn't there. And then I remember one time, because they did like the pandemic like bonus for unemployed people, where they give you like extra money.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting the maximum of like $450 a week, so it was like $900 every 2 weeks. I remember one time I just saw like, you've been deposited $2,100. I was like, I'm just going to withdraw the $900. This is obviously a mistake. And I'm just going to let it work itself out. And then a friend of mine is like, oh, no, yeah, they're doing it. They showed me the article. I was like, oh, shit, okay.
You know that? Wow.
You know what I spent it on?
Hookers and blow.
No, the latter. I was real bored in the pandemic.
Well, there wasn't much to do, I mean, we...
Tried to make bread.
Oh, really?
I tried to make sourdough. Fucked that up spectacularly.
It wasn't sour enough?
It was neither sour nor dough.
Oh, God.
It was just like, it's like someone ripped out a ball and put it in fluid in a jar.
Some kind of abomination?
Yeah. Kill me!
You had the beginnings of the Elephant Man.
Yeah. I named him Joey. I named him after his dad.
Split custody.
I miss, but I don't miss the pandemic because, yes, I had a lot of time to catch up on movies and shows, but also I did a lot of drugs.
Oh, yeah?
Just because I was bored.
Yeah.
At least I had a couple of friends that were like, oh, yeah, fuck, why not?
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, for me, I had to keep working during the pandemic, so it was like, everybody's all like, oh, I'm making more than I did when I was working. Or it's like, I'm making only $5 less. Like, man,
I made some pretty good money.
I'm still a sucker.
The thing that got me, though, is when I filed taxes in 2021. And it was, I saw it was just like, okay, you're getting back this much. Oh, you had unemployment for 9 months out of the year? You owe $5,000.
Oh, shit!
I was like, and then, thank you, liberals. We got, Reagan 2.0 in the office. And he was like, listen, Jack, you're only going to pay this much. So then it went from like $5,000, I owed like $1,600.
That's doable, I guess.
Which I was like, y'all take payment plans? And I got the notice in the mail. The thing with like a payment plan with the government is, I was like, it was, I set up like auto, like bill pay. But you would get a thing, and still they would send you mail. I'm just like, it's like, you owe this much. It's like, I just paid this much. And then like 3 weeks later, like, oh yeah, here's your receipt for paying that much. And then a week later, you owe this much.
That's the government for you, though. That's the IRS.
The wheels turn real slow.
And now they have guns.
Now they have guns.
Hey, let's throw a spark in the tinderbox.
Jesus Christ. Let's pull out the pin and blow up the spot.
Engaged.
This is what I say anytime I have Taco Bell and I go to a bathroom. Like, oh, I dropped a fucking grenade in there.
Well, it's been healthier for me ever since they got rid of the enchiladas.
Oh man, I haven't had one of those in like a decade.
They were great for hangovers. But if you didn't have a hangover, you're just going to produce some thrust.
If I'm getting Taco Bell, usually I try to make whatever I make for dinner, eat it, and then save half of it for lunch for the next day. If I forget that, or if I'm working too late, I'm just like, I don't feel like fucking eating anything. Grab a Taco Bell on the way home. And usually it's like, I'll get the Crunch Wrap.
Sure.
And like, the cheese quesadilla with the jalapeno sauce. And a Baja Blast to wash it all down.
Oh my God.
That jalapeno sauce is a fucking godsend. It just adds the right amount of kick, makes your shit the right hue of brown.
Is it? But it's not solid.
Parts of the Crunch Wrap might be solid.
Good God. you lost me at Baja Blast. Because it's like, because that really that churns it up, Then it seems like a tornado inside you. For me, it's always Mexican pizza.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
They never put enough Mexican on it. So I always have to tell them extra Mexican. You never put enough. And they took it away for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really talk about it.
Because you took all the Mexican.
Well, they finally got more. And, and now it's back.
I really wish it caught on, but when I heard, I was like, Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Remember, this is back when it was like, you could only get it at Taco Bell. Now you can get it you can buy it off Amazon.
Right.
I have to say, you know what they call a Mexican bukkake, right? A Baja Blast.
Can we bring it back?
Hey, I've been trying to get that joke going for like 10 years, so.
You heard it here, folks. Engage.
Mexican bukkake. It's a modern day Mandingo.
It's a Baja Blast.
I did see a t-shirt that was like prayer hands with a rosary in it. It's a full print t-shirt that it just says, "Our Father who art in heaven, Baja be thy blast." I was like, I want to get a triple XL, and that's my night shirt that I sleep in the summer.
You just set up like an ofrenda with for penis and just put different Baja Blast in front of everybody's picture. A little candle.
Saint Crunchwrap. So when you sent me the address, because we talked about, you reminded me of a story back in high school at your mom's house.
Oh, yeah.
When you sent me the address, I was like, is his mom going to be there to get retribution with her gun?
So let's tell the folks about this.
You'll tell it because I think you saw my face just oh my God. I blocked it out for 20 years.
So, people may not recognize, but Jesse in high school had a full head of hair.
Not anymore.
But he purposely shaved the top of it only so that he had basically a bald spot, receding hairline.
Comb over.
A Costanza. A comb over, yeah.
Yeah, it was Mike, because remember my hair, it was I was in my goth phase, and I shaved the sides. Remember, junior year, I had hair down to here.
Yeah.
And I shaved all the sides. My bangs were down to here. Dyed my hair black. Shaved all the sides, and I would tuck my bangs behind my ear like a fucking asshole.
The Zoe Deschanel look.
It was the Conor overs for boys.
Fair enough.
And then I was like, let's cut a comb over. So we shaved the middle all the way back to what we call the vertex or the eye of the storm.
Sure.
And I would just combed everything over. Now, mind you, It was before the comb-over was cut, was when we had voting for, like, you know, class clown, which you got, which I was pissed about.
Oh, God.
Because I won best hair. And if you see it, people are like, oh, it's because you cut the comb over. If you see in the yearbook, I'm bald as hell wearing a fucking Union Jack Def Leopard tank top. But I was like, no, the voting happened before we cut the comb over.
Yeah.
So that's the backstory. I had a comb over.
So I send Jesse into my house, my mom's house at the time, because I was 17. I send him into my mom's house, and I'm like, hey, just go in my room. It's the first one on the left. Go right in there, turn the amp on, and just start shredding on the guitar. Just start playing as loud as you can.
I think I played Rock Lobster. Like, boom, 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 boom. Check that, hit the distortion channel.
And I don't know what happened when you were in there. Whether she said, Josh, turn it down, and you didn't. But all of a sudden, and I'm just parked in front of my house, and I'm watching Jesse go in there and do this, and he just bolts out of the house as fast as he can. And he's like, I almost got killed.
Because your mom burst in. She's like, Josh! Door swings open. She's like, what the fuck are you? She's like, I'm gonna get my gun! So I just like threw the guitar down. There's all this feedback as it's just escaping your house.
That poor Squire.
That poor Squire Strat.
But
your poor Marshall amp, just all that squealing.
And then she says, Joshua, which is the UA at the end.
You got full named.
I almost got the gun.
Yeah.
I mean, as if we hadn't lost them all in a boating accident years ago. Jesse is lucky to be alive, and we're lucky to have him here.
For multiple.
I think that was probably one of the first ones.
Yeah. Yeah, the first and only for threat of death by gun. No, I take that back. When we remember the slaughterhouse?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
We went. This is before they tore it all down. I think they're like building shit up. They're like building shit out there now. But we went there and we're walking the slaughterhouse, and then we just we're like pretty deep into there. And then we're walking, we just hear...
Oh, yeah.
And we're just like frozen. We slowly turn around, and it's a guy that blasted his high beams. Because he had like one of those trucks that had like...
Oh, the lights on top and everything? Like the AC lights?
And he's just like, cops are on their way, boys. And we're just like... And I think a little shit came out when I heard that shotgun call.
A little dippy drop.
I thought it was your mom. I like how you told that story at the 20th high school reunion. And I was just at the bar just like, what? Oh, yeah, that's me.
Well, because you're like, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite memory from high school? I was like, well, I just told this story 5 minutes ago. I'll tell it again. So, I mean... What else do you, what kind of speech am I expected to do when you win a basket full of the cheese assortment and wine?
That's actually still in the trunk of my car.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you guys gave it to me.
Yeah.
All those chocolates are bad, probably.
No, the chocolates aren't bad.
They'll hold.
Pair them with the cheese.
The cheese is probably bad.
Get a ball.
Because every now and then because I have a work truck, so I never drive my personal anymore.
Oh.
So anytime I'm taking a turn, because it's just like free floating, shitty wine glasses rolling around in my trunk. So I turn a corner, I'm like, what the fuck was that? I was like, oh yeah, it's like the wine glass. I do still have the cheese board though.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah.
Use it. I mean, a nice...
Maybe for cocaine.
A nice charcuterie. Charcuterie on one side, lines on the other.
That reminds me of when we used a Lazy Susan at an Oakland warehouse party, and it was one half of the Lazy Susan was lines of cocaine, the other half was lines of ketamine. They were not properly labeled, so...
And then they got mixed up.
Yeah, everybody's like, are you okay? I was like, I feel really good.
The people here are kind.
And, yeah, it's the last Oakland warehouse party I went to.
Damn, I remember those kind of things. That was wild.
It started as a friends going away party at Eli's Mile High, which I'd never been to at that point, but I was like, holy shit, this is a huge, like, outdoor back area that had, like, covered booths and stuff like that. And, of course, the friends just, like, yeah, I know these guys at this warehouse, they're having a party, and the entire time, it's like, one of the people living there is like, everybody's gotta leave, I'm trying to sleep! Everyone's like, okay, and it's like, spin the lazy Susan.
Some warehouse troll.
You're just doing, like, a fucking spiral line. That's just...
Good God. But you gotta get both nostrils.
You got it. It's all about balance.
Yeah. You gotta get both. You know? And that's just me. Maybe...
No, I was the same way. It's been a while since I've done it.
Yeah, same here. Ever since, I think...
The day your kids were born.
Sure.
How do you think they were made?
Well, on that note... It's actually true. But, well, yeah, we might have to cut that one out. I don't know.
Jamie, can we cut that? Hulkster, can we cut that? Dynamite areolas on the Hulkster, though.
I know. You know what? When I brought that home, it was from WrestleMania, from the when we had it at the stadium, and my daughter at the time, she was like...
So you have a different daughter now?
I have two. Yeah, my daughter at the time, she was younger. She's like more innocent at the time, right? She was like, Grandpa Danny! It's like my dad, you know?
I was like that. It's always sunny when they're looking at old footage of Hulk Hogan. And it's like his skin is like a hot dog, but his hair is like a silken Chinese man.
He's like a negative.
Yeah.
Oh.
The paternity results have shown that not everyone is your brother. So you've been listening to the songs.
I have.
Not the newest one that came out a couple of years ago.
I can't name them, but like I went on Spotify and I just did like the mix, you know, like just the shuffle around. Yeah, man, it's good stuff.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, it's like we play here, but then we get a copyright strike.
Oh, that's okay.
By the creators.
That's fine. Just tag me in.
But yeah, dude, it's good. I mean, like, I've always been meaning to like go to one of your shows, but I'm here. So next time you do a Sacramento one, or Elk Grove or wherever. You know?
I think the last time I played Sacramento was First Festival in West Sac. This was like 2017.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a long time ago. But I can say, hey, you know who else was on the bill? Oleander. Who's famous for covering Boys Don't Cry. It's terrible.
Get Florence Machine out there with you.
I wish. I was this close because I don't know if you know, but like Live 105, they're back now.
Mm.
But for a while they were gone. It became like some other station. And we were actually asked to open at the local band stage at BFD when it was going to be at the Concord Pavilion. And then it's like a month before it's supposed to happen, we get an email that says, oh, there's no room.
Oh, that's bullshit.
And I saw that, I was like, starting a separate email chain with all the bands that are supposed to play. I was like, hey, look, I'm born and raised in Concord.
This city. Yeah.
Like, literally, I mean, my mom's house is in Oakhurst, so it was like, if you open your windows on a summer night, if you can tune out the Clayton Club, the band that's playing, you can hear whoever's playing very faintly at Concord Pavilion.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, this is bullshit. Right when you walk in through the ticket taker, or the turnstile, there's a smaller stage right there. So yeah, they have the fucking room for it. So then we organized, like, we were going to call it Bigger Effin' Deer. And so there's like 4 of us that were supposed to play BFD that played that. But I was like, and that was the year Blink-182 played.
Oh shit!
I was gonna, like, I could have been side stage and being like, Travis, marry me instead. But yeah, I think shit. Oh my god, the last show I played was Gilman, April of 2019.
So you haven't played any post-pandemic?
I did a solo show at Bottom of the Hill, where actually it turned out to be a sold-out show.
Oh.
And I was added like literally 2 weeks before. And there was another band that was added the week before.
Oh, shit.
I was like, I brought no people in. I'm not getting paid for this. And, I mean, it was on a Friday night, which is a prime spot to play any SF venue.
Sure.
And it was the headliner that brought in, like, everybody.
Right.
Which I think it might be a conflict of interest because he's a licensed therapist. And he brought in a lot of his coworkers and patients.
he probably sent out a deal.
Oh, yeah.
5% off.
Like, hey, I'll get 3 hours.
Wow.
But I was like, they're like, oh yeah. And then when I got paid out, I was like, this is the most money I've ever made in a show. I think I got paid like $300.
Oh, damn.
And it was just.
Shit, I've never been paid at a show.
Yeah. Usually it's like, playing like Concord shows or something. It's like, oh yeah, there's 5 bands on the bill. Nobody sounds the same. And even though you brought in the most people, we're going to give you $20.
Wow.
So, but I, now that the new record's being worked on, because everybody's kind of spread out with the live band, because I'm in Concord, the bassist is in Walnut Creek, the live guitarist who actually recorded drums for the album, because he does both, he lives in Manteca.
Oh.
So it's like,
gone downhill after the water slides left.
Poor Teak. Teak's got the leak. But I do have I want to get him back on guitar because I have a coworker that plays drums.
Oh, okay.
So I think soon, probably closer to when the album's going to be done, probably going to be playing some shows in the summer.
I'd
like to.
Yeah, do it up here. Do at least a show up here. I'll have a whole
like Harlow's or something.
Something like that.
Because I remember, I think I still have it's called the Indie Bible. And it's a website that you just type in a city and it'll tell you like, oh, what genre are you? And it'll list all the venues in that city that book your type of band.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta let me know when you're coming out. Yeah. I'm gonna go.
List is full. We're trying to make money. That's a common misconception where I was in a band where I played just guitar, which was a great relief where it's like, okay, I don't have to fucking worry about singing. I can just play my guitar and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And the singer was so convinced, he's like, we need to play more shows all the time. And it's like, no, we need merch because we don't get paid shit from door.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, okay, you make a t-shirt. Like when I made shirts for my band, it's like, okay, $10 in local shows. If I'm on the road, like $20, just so I can make some money. Mm-hmm. Because that was gas to pay to drive to the next
city.
Yeah. Or you do a bundle where it's like, okay, get a shirt and a CD and some stickers for $15. But he was so convinced, it's like, no, we need to play Red Hat in Concord on Monument every other Friday night. And we're not playing Red Hat next week, we're actually playing Vinny's. And then, next week is Toots and Crockett. And then we're back at Red Hat for a 2-night show.
And then the finale at Chevy's Fresh Mix.
Brought to you by JFK University.
Well, shit, man. The cameras may lose their battery soon. And that's the only way to get audio right now. But thanks for stopping by, dude.
Yeah.
And we'll do this again. Come by, I'll have the whole band on. It'll be good.
We'll try. Manteca's kind of a black hole, but...
Well, it's good to get out of the black hole. You need a lot of force.
I'm sure there's a joke there. I don't know. I'll think of it later.
Put it in the comments, you guys.
Like, rate, subscribe.
All right,
smash that bell.
Smash the bell! All right, thanks for coming by, man. All right, see you guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.